we have the first of not just one, but two epic wizards. Hi again, this time from our own backyard. We are taking the day today to explore where we live, which is Orlando, Florida, particularly what it's most famous for, right? The tourist area.
The tourist sector of Orlando.
We actually live maybe 5 minutes from Walt Disney World, which is right in the tourist section of, all of Orlando. We thought it would be really fun today to take you on a tour of a street called Highway 192.
Earlo Bronson Memorial Highway.
Yep, also known as Earlo Bronson Memorial Highway. What's really interesting about this street is it is a time capsule of the 90s. And as children of the 90s, it is this pure gloriousness, and we wanted to celebrate it today.
We're starting at Medieval Times, which is in Kissimmee on the 192. And it's kind of one end before you start going beyond to kind of the city of Kissimmee. But we're gonna go west from here and show you all the crazy items that still exist. They kind of personify the old school tourist area of Orlando before it's been built up to the modern part that it is today.
Yeah, and to kind of give you guys a little bit of backstory of why this area in particular is such a relic of the 90s, it's honestly because of, for the most part, Universal Orlando. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which you've probably heard of, built, oh gosh, what was it, 15 years ago now? And because of that, Universal has expanded a ton, and they've built lots and lots and lots of hotels up in that area. So that area has really expanded and brought in a lot of the tourists and has kind of taken them away from this Kissimmee part, which is in really southern Orlando. And, sad for the area in some cases, but it's also fun in that, you still have all these like relics for us.
They haven't been torn down yet.
Yep. We are here to celebrate them, to share them with you guys, and hopefully this will inspire you on your next Disney vacation. If you are children of the 90s, to come check it out. We start our journey here at what is called the Medieval Village, which is right next to Medieval Times. If you guys have ever heard of that like horse jousting night show, that still exists. However, this Medieval Village is a true relic of the 90s past. It has been closed for many years now, but it used to have blacksmiths, you used to be able to see the horses. It had a whole bunch of really cool things like a dungeon full of torture instruments, but it's been closed for years. You can still see it here, and it's a really cool kind of thing to look at. A fun thing about this Medieval Times is it's actually the first one in the US. It was built in 1983, followed by the one next to Disneyland over in Buena Park next to Knott's Berry Farm. Really fun piece of Medieval Times history right here on the 192.
One of the cool things that happens all over Orlando are helicopter tours, and the 192 is filled with them. So coming in right above me is one of the helicopters, and you can do them for super cheap. As cheap as like $15, at least this one says. We'll see if we can find any cheaper, but they're everywhere, and everyone does them.
Probably wondering why there is a giant castle behind me, and no, we are not at the Magic Kingdom. This is actually a church. It's called the Reborn Christian Academy, and it has a very long storied history. It was built originally as a haunted house attraction, which is rumored to have been called the Haunted Mansion. Apparently it didn't do too well due to its namesake over at Disney, which is very nearby. And After that, it became a nightclub called the Castle Nightclub, and it stayed that for many years, and it has recently been taken over by a Christian church. Only in Orlando can you see a church that is shaped like a castle. Only on the 192.
Putt golfing.
We are probably the capital of mini golf here in Orlando, and behind us we have the first of many mini golfs here, the Congo River Golf.
They have like multiple of these across Orlando.
Yeah, they have a lot of really cool mini golf, and these are kind of considered like the value mini golfs, and this thing is amazing. If it was anywhere else, this would be like the best mini golf in the city.
And it's right next to Target and Denny's.
Yeah. But they have like a crashed airplane, they have a mountain,
you can feed gators live.
You feed gators live. They kind of have like this loose Jungle Cruise themed boat here. Perfection, Congo River Golf.
10-year-old me would have thought this was the coolest thing ever.
30-year-old me thinks this is the coolest mini golf ever, for sure. It's amazing. I kind of want to go. If we weren't filming this, I'd be going. There's a paddle boat that goes around this, so you can rent a paddle boat and go around the perimeter of the golf course. Like, this is amazing. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like that.
Helicopter tour number 2, but this one's $35. A little more expensive, but still awesome.
For those of you who've seen the movie The Florida Project, behind me is the Magic Castle Hotel that was featured in the movie. It used to really be called the Magic Castle Hotel. They've since painted it gray, which is so sad. It used to be that iconic purple, but now it's a Howard Johnson, so I guess it's moving on up. The Wizard and many like him overlook what I like to call like the cheap Disney gift shops. They are all over Orlando, but I mean, this is probably the coolest looking one. And if you need a $5 Disney t-shirt or like a fake Spirit jersey for Harry Potter, this is the place. If you want to get the cheap goods, come to these.
Of course, one of the biggest staples of any Florida trip is orange juice. And even though you pretty much can't find any orange groves, or at least nearby, they do have Orange World, a giant orange gift shop. And of course, they advertise fresh squeezed orange juice. So we're gonna go look inside and see if we can find any.
Apparently, this is the world's largest orange, and you can actually buy like an array of oranges, which is pretty cool.
Fresh squeezed Florida orange juice.
What kind of car you have?
Those are really good. Really good. I'm quite surprised. Bravo, gift shop.
Meanwhile, the very much uncopyrighted Disney Orange Bird welcoming us to Florida. Here at Mini Golf number 2, this one is the Pirates Cove Mini Golf. And again, going pretty epic. They have the whole kind of big mountain here. They have the waterfall. They have a little like pirate village over here. But Mini Golf number 2, and I'm sure we will find more.
192 is Oldtown in Kissimmee. And they basically recreated an old school Florida town to give you a historical feeling. And now it's just a touristy, gift shoppy, ridiculous place.
It's where you're gonna find like your old-timey photo shop. It's open carry here, so it's definitely a place that I think on a weekend night attracts quite a few locals.
And it opened in 1986, and then just a couple years after, the Fun Spot opened right next door, which is a free admission, just pay per ride amusement park. That's still extremely popular today.
Yep. And their motto is, "It's huge." But I would say this is like the staple of kind of what made the 192 it was Oldtown and the Fun Spot. Like that's really what started to bring tourists here. You see these giant launchy kind of coaster things and you can see them from miles away. So it really started to draw people here. And I mean, it's still bumping today. I mean, we're here on a Sunday and it's pretty poppin'. Where else but Oldtown can you find daiquiris, like alcoholic daiquiris sold at an Auntie Anne's? Only in Oldtown.
Why is it that all mermaids seem to have red hair? I don't quite understand that, and green fins. But we probably know that this gift shop was capitalizing off of Little Mermaid and they made their own Ariel. And you know what? I'm sure it has drawn in millions, well, maybe not millions, thousands of tourists into their shop.
I would like to point out how killer this like Ariel, whatever we want to call her, is, because they have like a facade of a building and then they have her on top of it and her arms are like 3D, like her arms and her fin come off the building. Like it's pretty impressive. I mean, it definitely makes a statement. Of course, a salute to all gift shops, but mostly those in America.
Are you about ready? Yes, it's a glorious 3-hour finale. You got a minute and a half.
We have a few of these scattered throughout, but you know, you couldn't have a true American tourist stop in Florida without your Merca.
The Fun Time gift stop has seen better days. I think that poor Flamingo is about to crack soon. But you know what? We still love it and it's still awesome. And what's fun is if you drive by at night, their eyes light up and they stand out. So they're still a winner in our books.
See another mountain range behind me? That can only mean one thing. It is mini golf number 3. This time, Banza Golf, kind of that Bonanza Old West theme. They have like an old Western town over here. Definite classic. This one is really fun too, because if you go around the front, like if you're driving down the street, it has this very blue water, like almost a naturally turquoisey blue. So that's kind of the signature of this one. Wizard number 2, we could never forget you. We had to keep driving down the road and prove that yes, indeed, there are 2 wizards presiding over 192. Lobster bug!
The ultimate slug bug.
The ultimate slug bug.
Worth 1 million hits.
You see these driving around Orlando in like the tourist areas, but this is the home. It's called the world famous Boston Lobster Feast, and the lobster bug lives here. So if you ever want to win at slug bug, come here, you'll get the ultimate win. Disney's Animal Kingdom. golf stop on our 192 tour, and this time it is jungle themed. We have, I believe it's called the Mighty Jungle Golf, and it has all of these like random statues of animals. So you got elephants, giraffes, zebras. It doesn't have the giant volcano, which seems to be the signature of the other mini golf courses, but you know what? It has a theme. It's going for it. It is close to Disney's Animal Kingdom, so I think it's kind of capitalizing off of that.
That brings us to the end of what we're calling our 192 journey to what is not really a 90s relic, but a modern way of the 192, and it's kind of taken where things used to be developing and has brought it all here.
If you keep driving west on the 192, they've really started to develop this area, and we are here at the Margaritaville Residences, named after the famous Florida lover, Jimmy Buffett himself.
You can actually buy homes, I think some timeshare, some actually just live here, and they have a full resort, they have a water park, they have everything, and that's kind of the future of the 192 is this and this area. Yeah,
building a lot of timeshares, a lot of vacation homes, and you're starting to get a lot more shops and restaurants. You're getting kind of like hip things like Rockin' Brews is here. They have the Radio Margaritaville Sirius station films here, and it's really just like the new wave. So
it's cleaner, it's newer, it's hipper.
And I'm kind of hopeful that like one day there will be people on like YouTube, the YouTube of the future, filming like relics of the 2010s.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe in like another 30 years. So if you are that person, be sure to shout us out. Thanks for coming along on a tour of really like our neck of the woods in our backyard.
Tourist Orlando.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Which is pretty cool. So you can buy all kinds of oranges here, like these giant bags of them. Like, I mean, what kind of gift shop does this? Like, it's pretty cool. Range in the back seems to be a staple of these mini golf. Classic. Yep. Thank you, and until next time, or we'll do it again.